second part of constructing geometric objects. Here we're going to be discussing the second half of the table. You may recall the first in the first video. We're going to start in between angles in our construction, ending with hexagons. And along the way, we will be working with angle bisectors, even triangles, and other enclosed shape as a square. Let's get started. In our construction zone, we're going to be using some of the same primary tools that we used before, which really is a pencil, a straight edge, in this case is a ruler, and our trusty compass. So here we want to go ahead and start constructing angles. Why do we start? Well, our method is really going to be create an original angle, and there we have the flexibility of starting how we want. We're going to start with that point and a plane, using our primary tool as a pencil, generating two rays with a straight edge.
Recording started.
Watch as this flash player off the site map is fun. If you haven't interacted with this site, I highly recommend it. It's some great interactive tools. And here we're going to use how they interactively created the same angle construction. If you notice, they created their original angle and they have that line segment ready to get started. So as the video plays, you notice the compass is creating an arc on the original angle and is copying that on that line segment, taking that measurement and creating an arc. And all you have to do now is, with those points that are generated from those arcs, once that compass was locked, is drawing a straight edge, and you just duplicated that angle using just your compass, a ruler, and a pencil.
Recording started.
Hope you enjoyed that quick interactive on replicating angles and going through the steps, starting from drawing that original angle down to the ruler, using it as a straight edge to draw that last ray. We're going to be using the interactive a few more times in order to help us with constructing shapes. And our next one is going to be angle bisectors. Again, here we're still going to incorporate that original angle. We're using those point and a plane. And we're still going to be drawing two rays, but this time we're going to use it with the angle bisector.
Recording started.
And now in this angle bisector snippet, we're going to watch as the video uses that original angle. Again, we're going to use that compass, drawing that infamous arc, locking it, and we're going to draw on each point it intersected with the ray. We're going to draw an arc in the, allows us to access the middle and drawing that line segment through it, and voila, you have just created your own ray that bisects the angle, creating two equal angles.
Recording started.
Hopefully you found that process easy. So now you try to see if you can create angle bisector. Hopefully you have your notes out and you can definitely try that. You can pause the video in order to replicate. Now let's continue on for us with creating the equilateral triangle. Yes, you can do that with those same primary tools, starting with that compass and that line segment. It's going to be created with a ruler, and then we're going to use a pencil. So we're actually going to be starting with a line segment, drawing the arc. And let's go ahead and go and use that. Definitely math is fun, interactive, one more time. So now we're on round 3 of using the math is fun, interactive. And this time we are going to use that equilateral triangle. As the snippet plays, we're still starting with that compass on the line segment that was drawn for the straight edge. Now we're doing a really long arc off of each end point of that line segment, making sure that they are long enough to where they interact, and we can place a point of intersection. And then all we have to do is draw a line segment to each point of the original line segment to the intersecting arc. And then you will have your equilateral triangle. How easy was that?
Recording started.
Hope you're feeling accomplished as you went through each of those quick alphabets off the map. It's fun to create those shapes and very distinguished about continuing on and doing our last few shapes. Next one is going to be a square. But this time, instead of starting off with line segments of array, we're actually going to be creating a circle, still going back and using that compass, and ended up with our arcs. They're still main use of tool here for constructing. So let's go ahead and construct those. The first thing you know, we're starting out with a circle is we will need to start with a point. And then we will need our compass to help guide us into drawing it. So the compass is used as a guide in order to ensure we have an accurate radius. Now this is freehand using the tools at hand, so it's going to be a little bit different than you will have with using the correct tools online. So we want to make sure that this circle is using that radius from this compass. So once we have that radius, our next step is going to be to draw a line segment through the center, replicating our diameter. Make sure that's a little bit straighter there. So now we're going to create a perpendicular bisector. Now, in order to do that, this is where our compass will come into hand. So we'll take the compass to the center, and you will have to turn it, and you're going to create an arc above and below your center using that same compass, and make sure it is locked. So you will have to turn it. Now, once you've done that, you've created your perpendicular bisector. You need to make sure you do it from this end to the other end. And this will help you get your perpendicular bisector, and also make sure that it is centered onto your circle. So we're going to have 4 arcs, one after each side, and those would have intersected. Now, once that is made, you now have 4 points of intersection. So we can go ahead and grab our point. And once we have our point, that leads us to the last step, which is to go ahead and grab line segment. This is your straight edge you will be needing here. And ensure that you connect each point with a line segment. And you will end with a square inscribed inside of a circle. And once you have practice with that, and it'll be a little bit more straighter if you're using the right tool, you will have the ease of drawing the last shape, which is our hexagon. Here again, we're definitely going to start with our circle. We're going to be working this time with the radius instead of the diameter, and we're going to be using arcs as well. So let's start by creating our circle. We have our compass ready and locked. We have our point. So all that is left in this first step is to go ahead and draw a circle, matching that radius for the compass. So now you can see that easily there. All right, so we have our first step done. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so your first circle is already created. Now all you have to do is make sure that's locked with that radius, and we're going to make an arc on the edge of the circle, and that's going to guide us and help make 6 equal distance arcs around this circle. So now we're going to be going around the circumference of the circle. So next, we already have our first arc marked. So we're going to use our compass. We're going to turn it, and then we're going to mark our next arc, making sure that's equal distance based on the radius. And we're going to keep going all the way around. Remember, we need 6. And we want to make sure they're all equal distance until we again have our 6. And this is the easy part. We have our 6 arcs, and we can place points on each of those intersections to help guide us with not only create our line segment. So all we have to do now is connect each. Make sure we hit an intersection point. This will points will be helpful. And once you're done with all 6, voila, you now have your hexagon, and you have completed your construction zone with angles, angle bisectors, equilateral triangles, squares, and a hexagon. I hope the video was helpful in allowing you to create these geometric objects.